So the Indiana Fever have signed Kyra Lambert in what is I'm gonna say it, a questionable signing. We're going to be honest here, a very questionable signing. And this is either some absolute genius signing or they've just thrown in the towel. I don't know. I don't know when it comes to Kyra Lambert. Um, it's a weird one, but like she's had a okay pro career, I guess. But the Indiana Fever, I'm not joking when I say this. They posted about her and they just made they just made up stats. Like they made up stats. Um, like it says here, she spent the entirety of her career in Europe. That's correct. Most recently with Olympiacos, where she won the Greek A1 league. During that season, Lambert averaged 15.4 points per game, while shooting 42% from beyond the arc to go along with 6.3 assists. She went on to be named Euro Cup's Guard of the Year. Yeah, this just didn't happen. This just aren't the right stats. She averages 8 points a game, not 15, for Olympiacos, which is, again, the highest level that she played at. It was EuroLeague. They were garbage in EuroLeague, but it was EuroLeague. And in EuroLeague, she scored more points, where she shot, I kid you not, 26% from three. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, she's this really good three-point shooter. She shot 26% from three and 21% from three in EuroLeague. There was 2 Euro Cup games. I'm not sure. I was trying to find those games. They might have been a EuroLeague qualifier. I'm not sure. But like she's not a 3-point shooter. Like the Indiana Fever, like, you know what? She's a lights out 3-point shooter. She averaged 15.4 points per game. It's like it's not even close. It's not even close. And like I don't mean this as a knock on a player. Because I think she's really damn good, and I hope she's great. But like I scout for the Irish. I scout at lowish levels of pro basketball. And a lot of players are making their own mixtapes and sending them on. They're having their own mixtapes in their own channels, and a lot of players do that in high school. She's got her own pro ball mixtapes on her own YouTube channel. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Like, this is a huge risk. She's never played close to level. Like, the Greek league is not a high-level league. Like, and by the way, if you guys want to know where the 15.4 points a game come from, they come from her last year in Euro Cup, which is, again, a lower level, playing for TTT Riga. They didn't qualify for Euro Cup, and she did average 15.4 points per game, but she's played an entire season since then. She's my age. This is her first time in the WNBA, and she's coming off a significant down year. So they just made up that she averaged 15.4 points per game in the Greek A1 league. She didn't. She didn't. She played in New Zealand, Slovakia, which again isn't the highest level, and Turkey. But at the end of the day, you just never know what's gonna happen with players. You just never know who's gonna hoop and what level, who's gonna be good at whatever level it is, because at the end of the day, like some players maybe are playing at a high enough level, and they're just, you know what, it's a hard thing to kind of get them, it's kind of hard thing to judge them. It's a hard thing to judge them because they just haven't worked their way up, and maybe the ball hasn't bounced the right way. But I'm trying to find where her team lost. So they lost in the quarterfinals of Euro Cup last year. And who were the teams they lost to? And in fairness, she had 2 years ago. She seemed to have a good year 2 seasons ago, because they lost to Venice, who are Venice were actually pretty good. A Wakui or Jess Shepherd. That was a pretty decent team. And she had 8 points in their main playoff game when they lost. I just think this is a really, really, really tough, tough signing, and it's tough to make that jump. Like, it's not like she's coming from France. Like, people are there saying, oh, like the Indiana Fever, everyone wanted them to sign an obscure player from the European League. It's like, no, people wanted them to sign Spain's starting point guard. People wanted them to sign all-stars in the French league. It's a little bit different coming off a not good year in Greece. Like, the Greek league is not a high level. Like, it's not a high level. There are EuroLeague. The EuroLeague games are high levels. I mean that. The EuroLeague games that she was playing in are high levels. But, like, the specific Greek league games that she was playing in, and, like, even in EuroLeague, I'm not joking. Look at her home crowd. They literally don't have fans. Like, they don't, like, because Olympiacos women don't have fans. Like, when they go to another team, they might have fans when they play away from home. But, like, her team doesn't have fans. The Greek league, the Greek women's basketball league is not a serious league. And, like, they were getting, I think, as far as I'm aware, they got blitzed. They got absolutely blitzed as far as I'm aware. I just don't know how she makes the jump. I don't know how she makes the jump. Like, this is a bigger jump. Like, people are like, oh, you know, pro leagues are better than college. Not in the women's game. Not in the women's game. Like, the Greek league is significantly lower level than good NCAA Division 1. Significantly lower level. Like, and Olympiacos went, oh, I want you guys to see what her team did in EuroLeague. How her team was in EuroLeague. And this isn't all her fault. Isn't all her fault, obviously. They lost by 31, lost by 35, lost by 14 to Mersin. They lost by 13. They lost by 20. They lost by 30. So people are like, oh, she played EuroLeague. Yeah, she won the Greek League for a team that realistically shouldn't have been in EuroLeague in the first place. This is a bold move to get a player that I just don't think is at the level. Like, that's not a knock on her. There's a level gap. Like, I think the gap between the Irish League and the Greek League on the women's side, the top of the Irish League, is probably less of a gap than the Greek League and the WNBA. And, like, if she had, I know she had done well in Eurocup. She had done well in Latvia. Like, it is what it is. Like, I don't think she was, I'm not going to be out here saying, oh, you know, she's been terrible her entire career. She's a terrible player. The one thing is that maybe the defense translates. But there's no way. There's no way that this is some 1,000 IQ move, is there? Or am I wrong? Is this some 1,000 IQ move? Because this just reminds me of, like, if Jaylen Brown didn't have the WNBA experience. Like, we saw it with the Sun. Jaylen Brown just happened to make a team. She had a good preseason game, and Jaylen Brown just wasn't just wasn't the greatest player in the world. But again, Jaylen Brown had a better season over season she did. Like, the Fever should have an open tryouts at this point. Could have drafted Lucy Olsen. Yeah, but, like, we didn't have the roster spot to keep Lucy Olsen and Michaela Simpson. Let's be honest. We didn't have the roster spot for that. But, like, that's not true that you can find two players. But, like, you know what? They did take a flyer. They took a flyer. Like, I suggested maybe just taking a complete flyer on someone who's never been close to the league and just hope for the best. And you know what? They did. They did. And look, she might have something to prove. From what I've seen, she's a good defender. But I don't know if that's because she's a good defender or the players that she's guarding are just terrible. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. So anyway, yeah. That's the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.